Welcome everyone, I'm Elisabeth with Web of Life Animists, and this is Quynn for anyone who doesn't know her. And we also have Jacob, our labyrinth maker, here with us today. So we're here today to share about the deer goddess. And we've all heard about Santa, and Rudolph, and all the reindeer, but today is a special day to talk about the deer goddess. So long ago, before there was Santa, there was the deer goddess. And here is one story or legend about the deer goddess. It comes to you from a Scandinavian legend. It's about a woman named Disa. Disa was the daughter of the chieftain under the rule of King Frey. She was purported to have untold beauty and unmatched wits. Here's her story. One day, the king and his council were entertaining the idea of sacrificing all the old and feeble to the god Odin. Horrified by that idea, Disa spoke up in defense of the elderly and sickly. The king's council retorted with a highly mature not response, basically saying, "Oh yeah, little missy, you think you know what you're talking about? Hush up and fetch us some mead." This put Disa in a righteous fury, and she demanded the chieftains challenge her wit and wisdom. If she passed the challenge, they beset her, then her wish to save the weaker members of the kingdom from sacrifice would be granted. Should she fail, she must forfeit her own life. So the king and his men set what they thought an impossible task upon her. The king commanded Disa to travel to the magical island of Thule. Easy, right? Nope. The king devised a riddle of a test for her. She could not travel to the island by foot, wagon, horse, or ship. She must arrive neither dressed nor undressed. If that wasn't enough, she could not arrive when the moon was waning or waxing. She was also prohibited from arriving at the island during the day or night. This didn't fluster Dina. She traveled to the island in a sleigh pulled by, yep, you guessed it, a reindeer. She wore a fishing net, arrived at the full moon at dusk, effectively fulfilling all the hurdles of the challenge. Yay! She won the bet, saved the people, and gave special honors to the reindeer for getting her to her destination safely. Some legends say it was from that point on that the Scandinavians recognized reindeer as superior in frigid weather conditions and started domesticating them for travel. So that is just one of the legends, and there are so many, and deer goddess has been around for a long time. There's paintings on caves, there's many figurines. So it's not just like, oh, we pulled this out of our head and said, well, let's do deer goddess. Today is a chance for you to connect with reindeer and deer goddess. And there are some benefits to that. If you are planning to travel, it is a benefit because reindeer are sure-footed. Their feet adapt to any of the seasons. And hang on a second, my beautiful hood, which Quynn made for me incidentally, is slipping. So their hooves splay out sideways, and when that happens, their tendons make a click. So there's a click, click, click that is familiar with these animals. They're herd animals, and get this, I bet you didn't know this. Both males and females have antlers, and that's really uncommon. Most deer, it's just the males that have the antlers. So males rut in the fall and fight for the right to mate, and then they shed their antlers. And females have those antlers through winter. They also do something called knee clicking, so they can communicate distances with other reindeer. And I think that's really cool. Now, that's my part for now, and I'm turning it over for some wisdom from Jacob, our labyrinth maker.
So Jacob is behind the camera, and so he's going to lean closer to the mic, and he's going to read something he wrote this morning.
North, the direction of snow. North, the home of ice. North, the place of the mysterious auroras. North, the grazing grounds of caribou and the gentled reindeer. Follow the fingers of forest into the land of the wind-swept expanse, the vast white, the land of the total winter darkness. A harsh land made into a home for humans by the benevolence of the Deer Mother. The time of the aurora's shimmer and the wind's howl is a time for stories. How it was that the first human was chosen and allowed to climb onto a reindeer's back and leap away over the crunching snow. How it was that the tribal nourishment first arrived as a dream before the hunters left the fire. There were days when none left the birch bark shelters and the snow drifted deep. Only the wide-hoofed reindeer could find passage. They stayed close to the place where the humans lived, where the smoke ascended. The howl of wind contained the howl of the wolves. It was at these times that the female deer who kept their antlers used them to dig through the snow to find sustenance. She shared. The herd lived. Her antlers were a tree of life. The tree of life was a gift from the sun goddess. Some say the deer were pulled from the birch tree by the antlers. When it seemed winter was endless, the sun goddess would ride her reindeer throughout the land, throwing pieces of amber down the chimneys. The golden amber would speak, "Take heart, beloveds, I, the sun, am returning." The people began to sing until everyone was asleep in a dream of contentment, the greatest gift of all.
Indeed. So all this talk about female reindeer keeping their antlers in the winter, then what's just coming together for me this year and how it applies to anyone who might, well, not anyone, but a lot of people who might be coming across this, is this cultural idea that is relatively recent in popular culture in the US and beyond about the reindeer driving the sleigh of Santa Claus. So Rudolph and all the others, they have antlers. So really it's like Rudolphina. It's not Rudolph, right? So it's the female reindeer who chart the path and do the hard work, of course, to get Santa where he's supposed to be. So definitely tonight, leave some carrots and something tasty for reindeer. That's what I did as a kid. And cookies for Santa and carrots for reindeer. So, yeah. You know, sometimes the stories we're told aren't what they seem to be. There's another story beneath it. And even expanded from reindeer, deer generally, people all over the planet, various kinds of deer and different kinds of climates and bioregions, humans have been sustained by deer for thousands and thousands of years. So this is an intricate relationship. Most people, again, who might be watching, our ancestors have deer inside of us, like we're that close. That which we eat or our ancestors ate, then we become those beings. So, or those beings are with us. So that's something to honor this time as well, is thank you to all the deer who kept humans from starving in very challenging any time of year, but especially during the winter. So thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. So in honor of Rudolphina, who had the red nose, oh, and another part of that, she was the different one, right? Of course, the one made fun of, and I think a lot of us can identify with that. So we light a candle for all the wayfinders who maybe feel like outcasts, but actually you're the one who is lighting the way. Thank you.
In just a minute here, we are going to drum for you and give you the opportunity to tune in to reindeer energy and dear goddess energy. And I wanted to make sure that you can see that this is our representation of dear goddess. Isn't she beautiful? And I also have from Oracle deck the Deer card. It says, Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation. So if there's any situation that you're going through that you need a guide, deer, especially reindeer, would love to help you. Here are some other things to ask for reindeer for help. When you need strength and endurance to move forward or go the distance, you feel the need to wander and want protection as you do so. Reindeer teaches us we have the strength to make great strides spiritually and emotionally. We can be mobile, adapt to new surroundings, while still retaining our personal power.
Indeed.
I also brought a compass because reindeer find their way, and if you need help finding your way, reindeer is perfect for that, or reindeer goddess. And finally, I have a card that I'm sending out to all of us across the world, and it says, Peace on earth, peace to you and those you love, and joy to all the world. It has reindeer on it. And so as we drum, we can be sending that out as well.
So we'll drum for a few minutes to connect with deer, reindeer energy, the beings. They're in multiple places. You may be looking at a deer right now. Some of you, maybe a few of you, might be actually looking at a reindeer, but more likely a deer. And but no matter what, there's deer in your imagination, in your inner world. So we're going to drum for a minute to just chill out and listen for a message from reindeer or deer, whichever one wants to talk to you.
Or dear goddess.
Dear goddess. We ask for nourishment for the deer people and the reindeer people that they need most, so that they are healthy and yet right in balance of their numbers, so they're not hungry. And to all of the people who depend on deer or reindeer for travel, for food, for companionship, may you be blessed as well. And both of these drums are, this is deer skin and this is reindeer. We ask for blessings for those animals as well, and offer gratitude for their sacrifice for these drums. It is wet here in Tucson, so Elisabeth's drum is very deep. And this beautiful reindeer skin drum with an antler was made by a fantastic goddess woman up in BC, Canada. Her name is Nikaya. So this is a blessing to be able to actually touch reindeer skin. Yeah, so many blessings.
Blessings and peace to all of you.
Yeah. May the magical gift bringer with their, her, his trusted allies of reindeer, female reindeer, bring you something that is helpful or necessary or really heartwarming this Christmas, if that's what you celebrate, even if you don't celebrate it. It's a time as well of blessings and nourishment and gratitude. So more of those things.
And more deer goddess energy.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you, Jacob, for your beautiful writing, and thank you all. Hope you have a great night. Bye.
Bye.